if Kevin's thinking of, all right, here's an aggressive call. Look at the way Ben Johnson calls plays. He calls some crazy plays.
Yeah.
Like if Kevin Patullo calls that and it doesn't work, he's going to get crucified. So I think that part
and you think that human-wise it's on his mind.
Yeah, and that's where he's like, all right, let me just call the run-of-the-mill stuff.
Yeah.
Let me call the stuff I know it's not going to be criticized. Let me call the stuff, and then it doesn't work because they do the same shit over and over again, and it's kind of put the offense.
But that's why I think Vic doesn't give a shit, because Vic's got that built-in confidence because he's done it for such a long period of time. Without further ado, my man, who John McMullen says is all bam it up. He is my friend, Big Z. Zander Krause joins us now. How you doing, Big Z?
What's up, Big Silz? How you doing, brother?
How about that thing that Bernie said about technology?
Yeah, I thought that was awesome, man. Bernie's great. I mean, God bless him, man. God bless him. Liver transplant. Guy's got a great mentality. I think we could all learn a couple things from Bernie Kosar, couldn't we, in this holiday season? By the way, I poured myself a nice cup of eggnog for my appearance on the show today. All right.
Well,
nothing like, what does Philly 500 call it? The nectar of the gods or something? He calls it something like that. And man, I agree with him.
Boy, you better have that thing spiked after what I'm going to say here now. So wait a minute now. So let me get this going here. So Chicago and the Charger game, they don't mean shit to you, man. It was just outlier games, right? They don't mean anything to you. Nothing, right?
Dude, what did we forget what the word outlier means? You goober. First off, the team got throttled in those two games. Offensively, in the Chargers game, Jalen Hurts had the worst game I've ever seen him play. Defensively, they got bullied by the Bears. You don't take them out of the mix. But something that my good friend, Dan Sileo, taught me a long time ago when he started talking on this channel was that you look for trends. You got to look for trends in this game. And I don't see a trend happening on this team where Hurts throws 4 picks. It's happened once. And the defense gets run off for 281. It's a one-off. It's an outlier.
Well, you haven't been good against the run this year.
Yeah, but we haven't been that bad. I mean, we haven't lost because of the run.
You think 21's good?
Why?
Well, because what? You going to give me injuries?
Well, do you think that the defense is the 21st best defense in pro football? Or
Not
do you
21st
think
best defense against the run?
Okay, do you think
I actually think you're a top 10 defense?
That's how I feel. Now, the numbers right now don't support your opinion or my opinion. Yeah.
I feel that on that side of the ball, you're trending up. By the way, we'll read all super chats. Please hit the like button. No. That side of the ball, I completely feel that it doesn't represent. Your offensive numbers are telling me, your trends tell me exactly who you are.
I agree.
That's who you are.
Offensively,
I don't buy that. I think the only thing that you've really struggled on has been 2 things, okay? Sustained drives, not getting off the field.
Yep.
And I think that does come with some injuries in your defense. But I also think that you're not that great against the run. I think teams have been able – I'm not saying gas you, Zander. I'm saying they keep themselves in ball games because when you're hanging around 20, okay, you're kind of okay. You're not great, okay? You're just not. And so that's why this Buffalo game, the number 1 rushing attack in football, is going to tell me, here, Buffalo is 4th in staying on the field offensively, and they're number 1 in rushing. You are defensively 18th in third down, and you're 21st in run. There's your football game Sunday.
Yeah,
if you're going to take a look at that.
I mean, I don't disagree with that. My take more on the defense, and hey, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not professing to be the expert or the know-it-all. But my take on the defense is more that the numbers against the run are, and I think the overall defensive numbers, one, are lower than they should be because, let's call it spade a spade. In many ways, the defense has had to carry the water for the offense this year. And won them, I think, many of their games this year. Credit to them. But they've been on the field so many times that, naturally the numbers are going to be below baseline when you're playing 75 snaps a game or 80 snaps a game. The other side I look at is as good as Vic Fangio is, the number one thing that Vic does isn't take away the run. It doesn't mean stopping the run's not important. It means he loves his zone coverages. He loves confusing quarterbacks with what he does there. And the first thing he's focused on is explosive plays and taking the ball away. And, and red zone defense, which they've been pretty good at. So, I think the running game isn't great or against the run, but like Vic does, you know what I mean? Like even when they've asked him about that in pressers, he's like, teams are going to run on us a little bit. If it becomes an issue, we'll go to a 6-man front and we'll take it out of the game. So, that's kind of how I see it. Doesn't mean I'm right, but I think the defense is better than they're showing statistically.
Okay. That being said, then, do you think there's any coincidence that, you lose to the Broncos and, you lose to a team like that, rushes the football very well, and also a team like the Chargers that run the football well? Those are teams that have beaten you this year that are in the top 5 in rushing.
Yeah, well, I can't take that away from you. I mean, that's the truth right now. So team's got to play well. That's what it comes down to. The numbers are the numbers. The stats are the stats. Eagles got to play well. By the way, they're going into Buffalo late in December. I would imagine that game's going to be 15, 20, 25 degrees in Buffalo late December.
And windy.
Windy. Probably some snow or rain or ice on the ground. Eagles got to come ready, man. And by the way, we were doing the playoff format this morning, looking at some of the ways this thing can go. The 2 seed's not out of the conversation. And I'm not saying they should, that's going to get it. But if they win out, they have a good chance at getting the 2 seed. And I'd rather go to get the 2 seed because then you're looking at a potential matchup versus the Packers or the Bears. Versus if you're the 3 seed, it's more than likely you're going to get either the Rams, the Seahawks, or the Niners, all those NFC West teams, because they're all jockeying right now for that 1 seed. Yep. I mean, dude, can you believe it? If the 49ers win out, regardless of anything else that happens, if the Rams win out, it doesn't – if the 49ers win out, they have the 1 seed in the NFC.
Bold prediction, Big Silz.
Let's hear it.
I told you that at the beginning of the year that they're going to win the division, maybe. Hey,
you had a couple predictions come true today. You had Cooper DeJean as well in the pro. Did you have all pro for him?
I had all pro.
You had Pro Bowl too, though. So that was
I think this is
a Big Z Book of Revelations here. If you'd like me to double check on that.
No, I think I said that. I think I said that Cooper DeJean and I think Quinton Mitchell were going to be they're going to be Pro Bowlers, and I thought Cooper DeJean was going to be first team All Pro.
Here they are.
Okay.
Boy, your predictions are looking. Some of them are looking real good.
11 wins.
11 wins. Commanders win the East. You were obviously wrong on that. We talked about that. Jalen under 4K and under 30. Under 30 still out there. What's he got? 24 now or 25?
I think he's at 25.
20. So that's close. Jalix Hunt more sacks than Nolan Smith. Is that tracking?
Yeah.
Moro Ajomo to the Pro Bowl, so you didn't get that one. But he's played close.
He's played so good, though, this year.
I know.
That's a rep. We're going to talk about that here in a minute.
Carter under 9.5, which I think is going to add Cooper DeJean to make all pro. So, yeah, look, a lot of your predictions are pretty on this year.
Okay.
No, but I'm, what did you make of the Pro Bowlers, the Eagles Pro Bowlers?
Here, let's go there. So, do you understand why Jordan Davis didn't make it? By the way, I think he should have.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, look, he's built the reputation he has in the last 3 years of, a limited tackle. And I think that's probably bit him this year.
But it shows you people haven't watched the Eagles, because if they've been watching him, they've been playing him more in third down.
Well, remember, it's because, we watch the Eagles because we cover the Eagles. But, the national guys, they watch the Eagles. But this is why you always say
35,000 feet.
Right. It normally takes these people another year to catch up to the trends,
That's right.
And that's why you see Cam Jurgens in the Pro Bowl. Cam Jurgens should be nowhere near the Pro Bowl.
No, he's getting killed.
He's getting crushed out there.
Getting killed.
He's been one of the worst offensive linemen on the team.
I'm gonna say this to you here, man. My biggest concern in the offseason is not Saquon Barkley. It's Landon Dickerson and Cam Jurgens.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Those two guys are my major problem. Okay. I don't know if you think both of those guys are going to bounce back? The odds of that, the odds of both of them bouncing back, one of them maybe. Both of them, no.
I've been pretty adamant that I'm concerned about Cam Jurgens' back. All right. That's just me. I hope he bounces back because he's got a big contract and, we need a great center. But, yeah, that's probably my number one concern on the offensive line. I mean, obviously Lane hanging him up soon potentially, you would think. And then Cam. I mean, I feel like you can get a little bit more away with Landon if he can play baseline. If he's not all pro, okay. But can he be a top 10, 12 guard?
Yeah.
I think if he can get back to there, you're good there. Cam, though, I don't know. I don't know how he made the Pro Bowl. Is there no good centers in the league? How the hell did that guy make the Pro Bowl?
Yeah, because Ragnar retired, and they're just assuming that he's the guy, not watching him, because that's where that comes down from. All right, dude. Let me ask you about no offensive football players, no tackles, OTs, no receivers, not the quarterback. What'd you make of the quarterback selection with Darnold, Stafford, and Dak?
I think that's the right three for the
That's the right three, yes.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I'd say that's the right three. I'd say that's the right three for the NFC.
Aren't you a little bit – if you're Jeffrey Lurie and you're Howie, aren't you a little bit like – I don't know. Listen, the results will be in February if you win it. I get that, and I'm not – but for just your guys – aren't you a little disappointed? Nobody in the offense and the skilled people.
Yeah, I mean, this is one thing. This is one thing I think you're right about that fans push you on because they have this affinity to the players, and if the player doesn't go, they say Pro Bowl doesn't matter. But if their guy makes it, they're happy. It's like Sileo's right. These players care about this shit, guys. I'm sorry, you're way off base if you think they don't. And it's not just about. You could argue if the voting system is flawed.
Oh, completely
flawed. It's flawed. But it does matter. It matters to the guys. It matters to the players. It matters to the career. It matters to the Hall of Fame. It matters to your legacy as a player and all these different things. So, everybody wants to make it. Everybody. And the fact that no offensive guys, I think A.J. Brown's comments earlier this year probably hurt their chances. I mean, let's just live in a world. Let's just live in a world real quick.
Great take.
Let's live in a world where AJ doesn't make those comments. All right. Now, the offense is still the offense, but AJ never brings light to it on a national level like he did. Right. Does the perception of the Philly offense get some guys into the Pro Bowl because they have the Super Bowl last year? They have AJ Brown, Andre Smith. Goddard's leading the league in touchdowns as a tight end. But I think AJ said, hey, here's the red siren. We suck on offense. Yeah. And then everybody tuned in and was like, wow, they really do suck on offense, and now your pedigree is lost.
You are 100% on.
Yeah, that's what I think.
He polluted a narrative.
But
he made the narrative. He made
that's
the narrative.
That's the reason, though. Like, if they performed better, they would be in it. Like, let's be real here. I know we probably wanted some of them to make it, but
I did.
Do you think A.J. Brown's been a Pro Bowl player this year?
No.
I don't. Do you think – and think about the people that made it. Is A.J. Brown better than the guys that made it? Is Devontae Smith? Has Dallas – who are the tight ends that made it?
McBride and Kittle.
In the NFC, so there's two?
Yeah.
Hey, I like Goddard, but he's not been better than those two guys. That guy McBride is probably the second best tight end in football.
He is. Him and Bauer – but he's in the AFC. You're right. You're right. He's in the AFC. Bowers.
Yeah. No, I got Bowers and McBride and then Kittle.
McBride just signed that extension in the offseason.
He's a beast, McBride, dude.
Yeah, he's a good player.
So I don't think Goddard should have made it. I definitely don't think Saquon should have made it. I don't think Jalen Hurts should have made it. I think Lane Johnson should have made it. I do. I know he's missed games, but I think he's been the best right tackle in football still.
I think Mailata should have made it over Lane.
I don't know. Mailata's come back a step, dude. He's been struggling. Now, remember, when you are up here, coming back a step isn't as much as when you're down here and you come back.
5%, 8%.
Yeah, and he was
the top-rated player in the league last year.
Exactly. So his comeback he's still a very good player. I don't say that to say Mailata's no good, but so I don't know. Like I get it. AJ probably changed the narrative, but I don't really think that they've been logging a Pro Bowl season. I mean, they all been bitching about the offense all year.
So
All the fans have been bitching about the offense all year.
So it's been underachieving.
What's that?
It's been underachieving.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay.
Starting to make some strides, which is a good thing, but specifically about the Pro Bowl, yeah, I'm not surprised.
How about when Bernie said this about Kevin Petula? He goes, don't think that he doesn't hear the noise also. And all of a sudden, he loses confidence in play calling. He goes, Dan, everyone's flawed. I thought Bernie brought some great perspective on a lot of things human-wise on how you go about playing that position. I was really taken by some of the things that I hadn't even thought about here.
Well, you know what I thought was the most notable part of that comment? And that was, I agree with you completely. I'm happy you pulled that because that was an excellent comment from Bernie. But the most notable thing about that comment, to me, my opinion, was not so, confidence in play calling, but more about like the aggressive nature, right? Because when you feel like you have a microscope on every decision, if Kevin's thinking of, all right, here's an aggressive call. Look at the way Ben Johnson calls plays. He calls some crazy plays. Yeah. Like if Kevin Petula calls that and it doesn't work, he's going to get crucified. So I think that part
and you think that human-wise it's on his mind.
Yeah, and that's where he's like, all right, let me just call the run-of-the-mill stuff. Yeah. Let me call the stuff I know it's not going to be criticized. Let me call the stuff, and then it doesn't work because they do the same shit over and over again, and it's kind of put the offense.
But that's why I think Vic doesn't give a shit because Vic's got that built-in confidence because he's done it for such a long period of time. Too.
He's got the pedigree, too. Like, Vic can make a bad call, and nobody's going to be like, fire Vic. Nobody's saying that. So he doesn't have that same level of pressure. But I thought that was actually, that was a really good point by Bernie.
Man, he did go to 3 AFC championship games. That's the last time the Browns have been relevant.
Don't you think Jalen manages that well?
Yeah.
Like to come off a 4-interception game where everybody's talking and you could show up there too. Yeah. And I think that's why I was happy with the way he's played the last 2 weeks. What's that?
He's strong-willed.
Yeah, he is. There's no doubt. I think he deserves credit for that. Yep.
He is. But one thing I will say about Denzel Hurts Washington, well, I'll tell you, he was fucking mugging it up for the HBO fucking mic there on the sidelines. Hey, Saquon, this is my time. I'm talking to my guys. You go sit over there, young man. And I was like,
this is a made-up Sileo-ism here.
I saw
he's performing for the HBO. This is made up by Silz.
How about this right here? Denzel Hurts Washington had the mic in there, and he's talking to his guys. Barkley comes over, and all of a sudden he tells him this. Hey, you better drink that eggnog. Go over there. Don't worry. I'll get to you in a minute. I'm talking to my guys. And I'm like, holy shit, look at this guy mugging the cameras. Holy shit. He told Saquon to go sit the fuck down. Sorry, Aunt Betty. I couldn't believe what I was watching there, man.
Oh, Sileo.
Holy cow.
This is one of those Sileo-isms that you just got to kind of chuckle at and let it roll off the shoulders.
Mike sitting there. He sees the mic. He knows it's going to be on Hard Knocks. And there's old Jalen mugging the cameras because, he's got to make like a good guy there. And he's got to he's got to kind of be a bullshit artist. I was like, holy cow, look at him mugging it up there, man.
Nah, come on, man. I need Hurts over there communicating with his guys. I think it's a good thing. But
I do too, actually.
Well, I will say this. It does seem like it's happening more since the commentary around the city about it.
Yeah, I think it is good, though.
Yeah, I do too.
It's his team, dude. It's not Barkley's team.
It's
his unit. Yeah. It's not Barkley's unit. Go sit down, kid. I'll get to you.
So is that just your interpretation of how it went? Are you sure it wasn't just Saquon?
No, having sat there on the sidelines, I know when people tell you to go sit
hey, Jalen, I got to talk to you in a sec. All right, Saquon, I'll be with you. Like are you sure it wasn't that?
You know what quarterbacks do?
Sit down and shut the fuck up.
Can I tell you what quarterback? No, I'll tell you what quarterbacks do. There's one dude that talks in this huddle, and it's me. No one else open your mouth. I've heard that 1,000 times.
I'm sure you have.
I'm the only guy that talks in this huddle. You got a problem? Shut your mouth. That's how Joe Theismann is.
Oh, I believe that for sure.
Okay?
I believe that for sure.
And I think that's what he exhibited on the sidelines. Now, I don't think he told him to go sit the hell down, but I think he told him, I got this here or something. Quarterbacks have to be assertive, and sometimes they have to be pricks, dude. You know, I think that's a show of growth.
I agree. Yeah, they are dickheads, and they should be.
Yeah.
And I've been hearing that my whole life, too. I was a goalie in hockey. Everybody used to say, the goalies are different. I'm like, yeah, because you stiffs don't know what you're doing in front of us, and we get to watch it all.
There's only two guys on the ice that have one position, right? Center and goalie.
There you go.
Two dudes, right?
I tell all the Flyers fans who will listen, why isn't your team good? You guys won't invest in a goaltender.
And back in the day, that was one of the things that the Flyers were known for, was having great goaltenders in their minor league system. Yeah. And unfortunately, they don't have that any longer in their minor league system. All right, real quick before we get over to some of these numbers on the Bills here. What do you make of this? Playoffs. And, by the way, our top 10 teams and our top 10 quarterbacks. Green Bay at Chicago.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's going to be good.
Green Bay at Chicago.
Who do I like in that game?
I'm thinking
Green Bay. Wait, are you talking about the playoff picture right now?
If it were right now.
If it were right now. I like Chicago in that game. Yep. I like Chicago because I think Micah is going to be a big loss, especially when it comes to the postseason. Jordan Love, I don't know. The Packers should have won that game last week in Chicago. But I think that Bears team's playing with I like Ben Johnson, man. I like what he's done there. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt there. I'll get Chicago.
Feel they're getting momentum too?
Oh, yeah. They've had momentum, man. They've had momentum for sure.
San Francisco at Tampa. I got San Francisco.
Niners. Yeah.
Which means this.
Wait, you got the what?
I got the Niners.
The Niners. Yeah, me too.
Which means this. San Francisco and Seattle would play in the divisional round. That means Seattle. I got Seattle in that game. I think it's going to be hard pressed if it holds suit for Seattle or the Rams, or maybe even the Niners, to not extend and move on and play the NFC Championship game in their barn. You'd have a lot happen for the Eagles to get that home field, because I think Seattle would win that game against. Listen, San Francisco's better than I thought. They're not. I'm not saying they're world beaters. I think the two lesser teams in the NFC bracket right now
this is why
San Francisco and Tampa Bay.
This is why I want the Eagles to try.
By the way, that's right. That could beat Carolina.
This is why I want the Eagles to win out, though, because if they get that second seed, dude, now this is unlikely, but let's just say the Eagles win out. I'm going to do it in this playoff predictor here. Have you ever used this thing?
No. You're going to have to send that to me.
Here, let me show you this thing.
I've never used it.
It's very, very dope. All right, so here's the playoffs and as it stands. So you can click through up here, week 17, week 18, and you can pick who wins each game, and it changes the playoff bracket for you. So if the Eagles, like let's say the Seahawks, let's say the Panthers upset the Seahawks this week. Eagles beat the Bills. Niners beat the Bears. And then you go to week 18. Eagles beat the Commanders. Let's say the Panthers beat the Bucks and they knock them out. And let's say the Seahawks beat the Niners. Like this would be your playoff spot right here. Eagles at the 2 seed. Where are the Bears? If the Bears won,
right there.
If the Bears will 1-1, they're going to get the 2. But if the Bears lose out, we'll get the 2. Now look at this. Where are the Rams? I think the Rams are going to win out. So where would they fall if they won out?
They would be on the road against the Panthers in Carolina. Wow.
So look, let's say the Rams win out here. No, Seattle loses, goes 1-1 to finish. See, this to me was if Carolina beats
Seattle this weekend. They play
Chicago and the Niners upset the Bears. You'd have the Packers at home, and then you'd have the
winner of the Carolina Panthers.
You'd have the 4 seed Panthers coming.
No. Seattle and the Panthers would play the top seed Rams.
No, because the 6 seed. Nah, the Niners would because they're the 6.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different ways. I mean, look, you can make this go a lot of different ways, but right now it looks most like the Eagles are going to play one of the NFC West teams. So let's see what happens. But if they get to the 2nd seed, then it looks like they're going to play one of the North teams. And I think I'd rather play the Packers or the Bears than one of the West teams.
rather play the Packers.
Me too.
Okay?
Me too.
Because I'll tell you why. Don't you think Ben Johnson's a better play caller than Matt LaFleur?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
And
I
I'm
think
not
Ben
taking
Johnson
anything
probably-
away from LaFleur.
By the way, keep an eye on Caleb Williams. If that kid continues to learn how to play the position, like you heard Bernie talk about, like you've heard some, like you watched Phillip Rivers. I'm not saying you're going to get to that level, but we got to talk about Phillip, by the way. But that kid is going to be wicked good if he's able to learn how to play the position because he's got an insane arm.
What'd you make of Purdy last night?
Excellent. Reads the defenses really well. But
he's got 17 TD passes in 7 games.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I mean, Hurts is, he's outpacing not just Hurts. He's outpacing a lot of people. I mean,
He's outpacing Stafford.
Stafford's got like 40, doesn't he?
Oh, does he? He's got 38. Okay, I didn't know.
I think he's got 40 now, dude.
Matthew Stafford's got 40 touchdowns with 2 to go.
Stafford stats. He's got 40 touchdowns and 5 picks.
With 2 weeks left, that's stupid insane.
He's the MVP of the league.
Yeah, he's going to throw for near 48 touchdowns this year.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about 4 a week, but he'll go call it 45.
Okay. I mean, 45, bro, that's like historic.
He's the MVP this year.
Yeah, he is.
MVP. There's no doubt.
What do you make of that Niner team, man?
Well, wait, real quick about Purdy. I think the Niner team is good. I think they're slept on right now. If they had Bosa and Warner, they'd be a legit Super
They'd be a force.
Yeah, they'd be a force. But, I don't say this to pick on Brock at all because Brock, it's not the day to pick on him, by the way. He threw 5 tutties last night, and his offense put up 48 points, and it would have been 50 if they got that 64-yarder throw in halftime, which was a great attempt by Pinheiro. But did you see the one play where his headset stopped working?
Yeah.
And he looking over at the side.
I heard you this morning.
Shit. And I'm not knocking Purdy. It's just to highlight the difference in the game. Phillip Rivers would have never done that. He would have walked up to that line and said, cover 2. They got 2 high safety. They're playing man coverage on the outside. You motion here. You go out here. Give me trips right. Boom.
And he would be talking shit to the guy.
Exactly. Like, it's just a different game, dude. These quarterbacks rely so much on their coaches. But it's fine. What Brock does really well is he is great post-snap. He reads the defenses very, very well. He always gets the ball, seemingly always gets the ball to the right spot. So he definitely deserves a lot of credit for that. I think Purdy's a good quarterback. I think he's a little limited because of his physical, just frame. He's a smaller dude.
And he will throw it to someone.
Yeah. So that's what I think Purdy's biggest limitations are. But.
So let me go here with Rivers when I was trying to explain to people. And I loved what you said. This guy gets to the line of scrimmage with 26 fucking seconds left, and he gets to the line. Bernie said it, though, because you know what Shane does? Shane goes like this, 38 double toss, and he'll get to the line of scrimmage. Phillip Rivers will go like this. Does it work? 38 double toss, and he'll look, and you see him pointing to the landmark. The guy's like this, and he freezes the landmark, and the landmark goes like this. Do you know what he's doing when he's doing that? Because a lot of these coordinators try to disguise the landmark and your reference point on who to throw at. He's such a shit talker. He points to him, and the guy's like this on defense, and they go like this. That's why he goes all the way down to 3 seconds, and he'll go like this. If you don't change, I know where the hole in the secondary is. The only thing that he doesn't have today that he had 6 years ago, he doesn't have the strength to throw the out.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's where the pick came. And that's where you see him limited right now. But when he was in the game 5-6 years ago, Zander, 7-8 years ago, that guy ripped defenses apart.
Dude, you saw it last night. You heard it. It's funny because it's really amazing. I hope people realize how
it was a treat to watch
what Phillip is doing. But it even goes deeper. Like, you remember that clip that went viral from Kirk Cousins last week about progression read versus coverage read and how it's changed, and it's more progression today. And, it's almost like quarterbacks today, it's more like paint by numbers, where I don't know what that is, where it's like you have a number, you paint that number red. It's like it's more like that versus Phillip is that old school where he really dissects the defense, figures out how to make the read. But going back to that Kirk comment last week, and where he's explaining the way the defenses have changed, and you heard him explain how hard it is now to identify coverages because coordinators like Vic, this is why John loves Vic so much, because Vic is the architect of this, disguising coverages, making it hard to read pre-snap, changing what you're doing with the final couple seconds on the play clock. All these different things make it so hard to read defenses. Rivers is like the next step because all these young quarterbacks, they're just trying to catch up to the defenses. Where Rivers, he's actually playing their own game.
Watch his tape on him.
Yeah, but think about it. He's actually playing their own game. All the other quarterbacks are like, I hope I can figure out what they're doing. Phillip is like, I know what you're doing. I'm going to mess with you and make this backer go here or this backer come to the middle, and then I'm going to throw you out. There was one play last night that I think it went kind of viral. I saw it on social media. I watched it in real time, and I remember saying to myself, wow, what a play. And that went on social media. It was there where he's calling out, and he looks at the safety who's down, number 20, I think it was, and he calls him out right at the line of scrimmage, calls him out, basically makes him force into a bluff, and Phillip motions out to the wide receiver what to do, and he had a wide open pass. I think it was Josh Downs in the flat. I mean, or past the first down marker, but on the outside. It's amazing watching him, dude. It was really good to watch
because that is that is a skill that is so not in today's game.
I wish so bad it was still prominent.
It's so. I never thought what Bernie said about technology ruining the quarterback development. He goes like this. Can you imagine, Zander? Look, you got all those guys in your ear. Rivers walks to the line of scrimmage. Shane ain't saying shit in his ear. He has so much trust with him on being able to dissect that play. Do you agree with me? There's better defensive coordinators in today's NFL than offensive coordinators.
I heard you say that. I'd be curious to look at them.
You know why I say that? Because look at the skill now of the players. I think it's easier to coach a dual threat quarterback than it is a drop back quarterback.
Absolutely.
Because in a drop back quarterback, you've got to do all the things that Rivers does. Hey, Zander, at the end of the day, if the dual threat quarterback doesn't see the open guy, he's going to go get 10 yards running the ball.
100%. Dude, it's also part of like the microwave society we live in, right? Where everybody wants instant gratification. Same thing with the quarterbacks, right? Like you want a quarterback to play the game like Phillip Rivers. I don't know. You educate me on this. How long did it used to take for a quarterback to develop? And when they first started, was it 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? I think it took now, again, I wasn't alive. I'm 27 years old. So I was alive for some of it, but what preceded me was obviously a bigger sample size of work. It feels like, we're so in love with, and I get it, it's not just one thing here.
Well, these guys are phenomenal athletes.
Yeah, these quarterbacks come in and it's like Jaden Daniels, boom, 1 year, because he was not learning the game like that. It's not the same development.
Here's what the difference in the game is. Here, let's just go here. John Gruden has never, ever had a rookie quarterback ever outside of Derek Carr. There's for a reason. Why? Because those guys come out of college and they're not with the skill set of being able to dissect defenses. That's why he always went with the veteran quarterback. Like anyone that has had like the Rich Gannon that know how to read defenses. And he was a guy that always did that. That was a mentality that the offensive coordinators have. Remember something, Zander, back in the day, if you didn't know how to dissect a defense, you were considered a bust.
Yeah.
But you know what you can do now if you're Justin Fields? Bro, I don't have to read a secondary. If I can make some plays with my legs, I can play in today's NFL. Justin Fields couldn't play back in the NFL back in the 80s and 90s. Why? First, they would have decapitated him. They would have blown his knee out. And then without blowing his knees, and he has no legs, he can't dissect the secondary.
Yeah, right.
So now you can do more today athletically in today's game that you couldn't do back then. And now they protect the quarterbacks. So there's guys like this, Tyrod Taylor, Kyler Murray. Those guys couldn't play back then. You had to sit in a pocket and win games from the pocket. And that's a skill set that's taught to you in college. I think that's an innate thing, too, of processing. Bill Walsh told me this. The faster guys get back in their drops. I used to go like this. Hey, that guy's got a great gun, Bill. And Bill would go, well, you don't know what you're talking about. A quarterback is in his legs. And I go, why? He goes, the faster you get back in your drop, the quicker you can process the intel and understand and see the intel. And the guys that can process it the best are the guys that are going to see the field the best.
Right.
That's why a guy like Vinny Testaverde, he was lazy in his drop. He floated to his drop. By the time he got there, he wasn't seeing all the field and he would throw interceptions and he wasn't identifying his landmarks. That's such a – dude, this is why I say with Montana, I'm sorry about Brady. Brady is so great. But Montana, dude, he got to the line of scrimmage. He would frighten the shit out of people because he would just dissect everything. Open guys. First 21 plays, the 49ers were up always 14-0. You couldn't stop him. Yeah. He was just unstoppable.
It's not only like innate. I agree with you that there is a level of innateness, but to me, it's more like the way they're developing these guys. Like, yeah, and it kind of trickles down because it's like we just talked about the microwave society. It's like you get a coach in college, right? Let's just use Kalen DeBoer at Alabama right now. Kalen DeBoer is under the microscope to win football games and be successful. What do you think gives him a better chance? Putting Ty Simpson, who, by the way, if he was born 20 years earlier, he would have been a prototypical pocket passing quarterback.
Yep.
Or put him in the shotgun, call up the offense exactly as you want it, and put him on a regimen where he throws the ball where you tell him to throw the ball as opposed to teaching him. Because they need to win the game. They don't need to develop the quarterback.
Remember I told you in college you're told where to throw the ball. In the pros, you have to know where to throw the ball.
I know. But
that is the difference in the game in the
right.
college.
And that's why you're seeing, I think, the quarterback can play to some extent. And I mean, in some areas, I think it's good, but there is a little bit of a lesser degree. You know, I said this last night. I was talking to my pops about the game, and he's like, I was talking to him because about Phillip, and to me, I see. Like we had the period of the Phillip Riverses and those guys, and that's a little bit more of a dying breed now. Obviously, you don't
Eli, Ben, those guys,
right? And then we've had this era of dual threats who've come into the league. They've taken over, the sport in a large way, and there's a lot of good to that. To me, the next step for the quarterbacks is the hybrid, and I look to one example in the NFL right now, and it's Drake May. And if you watch Drake May, he's more athletic than Brady or Rivers or any of these other guys were. He'll run when he needs to. He steps up into the pocket.
Herbert.
And he's got a coordinator. Herbert's a good example as well. He steps up and the coordinator he's very young still, but is starting to give him more of that at the line of scrimmage. Now, after 5-6 years at Drake May, is that what you have? Where you have a little bit of that, and then you still have that athletic ability because the athletes are better today. That's not going anywhere, know? And the other part is the development's not going to change much because, the NFL it's trickle up in a weird way where everything that starts at the low levels of football, then they reach high school, then they reach college, and then it reaches the pros because those players become pros. So I don't think the development's going to change in college. But I think Drake May is a good example of somebody I think is the future of the position where they have the athletic ability, but they're learning how to play the position as well. And that's where I think you'll really have a special player.
The coach and quarterback matchup in today's NFL matters a lot more than it ever has. Where if you get a guy who's a savant, knows how to play call, here, I'm going to make a point to you. Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, I'm not sure those guys play in the 90s and 80s. I
don't disagree.
I don't think they can because you know why? They didn't protect the quarterbacks. Burrow's going to play at any era.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, dude, here's the other part.
I'm not sure Mahomes is going to play back then because they would have killed Mahomes like they killed Randall.
Yeah, but the thing with Mahomes is he has the ability. He just plays the way he does, maybe because the league is the way it is. He knows he
can't play reckless back then because you got to knock people out recklessly.
Well, here's the other truth. How do you decipher what's the most valuable quarterback metric? I think Phillip Rivers proves it. If you're 44 years old and you can get up off the couch raising 10, 11 kids and grandkids, and you can step into the league and you can still play like that, to me, that easily identifies what's the most valuable thing you can have as a quarterback, and that's the ability to read and dissect defenses.
Phillip Rivers taught you a lot, didn't he, doing this little experiment about the position?
Yeah, it's been great.
It's one thing to talk about. It's another thing to see it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I do remember it, but it's so much different now. We expect like different things from the game today than we want, and that's part of evolution. I'm not sitting up here saying, "Oh, I wish it never went this way."
Hey,
that's not my point. It's just kind of figuring out.
What's the one thing at the combines that they don't test? Is that what you're talking about? You have all these metrics on running sprints, vertical jump, throwing the ball here, throwing the ball there. You know what they don't give you a metric on?
Yeah.
Can you see the game? I mean, Brady, remember that picture of Brady running at 5'4"? All of a sudden, Brady, that body looked like a dad body.
Yeah.
He's sitting there, and he's a 260-some-odd player taken in the 6th round. He's standing there. He looks stupid. You're like, I'm not taking that guy. Well, guess what? One thing they don't do is they don't evaluate the top of the brain. You know what they look at? They look at Trey Lance and go, wow, that guy is a marvelous athlete. They get him on a football field, he's lost.
Well, and same thing. It's like what I just said too about Rivers, where it goes to your point. Like, nobody's going to be calling Lamar Jackson out of retirement 5 years after he's done.
Absolutely not.
Once he doesn't have the legs, guys, he ain't the same guy, versus Phillip, it comes back and it's like, holy shit, this guy can still play because he knows what he's seeing out on the field. So I hope it comes back. I do. But it is interesting. It's an interesting the league, the evolution of the league is interesting, but sometimes things go full circle, and I wonder at what point it does go full circle.
Did we get any update on the Kobe Dean? Was he playing this weekend?
Oh, you know what? That's a good question. Let me check that out. Let me see if
because that's going to be a big factor in this game against Allen and that running attack.
Jets plays more. Milton Williams is going to return for the Patriots. Now, Kevin Patullo and Jalen Hurts just spoke. And Vic spoke earlier. I don't see any update on the Kobe, but let me type it in and see.
Because I'd like to know if Lane's going to play, and I'd like to know.
It looks like Lane and Jalen Carter might both play.
Okay. Vic said iffy.
Vic says iffy for Sunday, but he doesn't think a hamstring injury is too serious, and we will see him again.
Well, they may hold him out then.
And he also said Jahad Campbell is concentrating again on playing inside linebacker. So it's probably going to be Campbell this weekend.
Wow. Okay.
He didn't practice today. N'Kobe and Landon didn't practice today. Lane Johnson.
How do you feel about Campbell being on Kincaid?
From a coverage standpoint, I like it. I think the bigger concern with Campbell on the field is a run game. Yeah, I mean, how does he look against James Cook and Josh Allen? And remember, James Cook out of the backfield, some of those different things. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, that to me is a test for Campbell. But, I'm more side with John. I like Dean, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's as big of a drop-off as people think. I think Jahad is, a good player, but let's see. It's a good learning lesson for him.
The only reason I think it's a drop-off is because they haven't given him reps. They shouldn't have cut his reps.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, you draft a guy 30th?
I mean, he still has 500 snaps this year, so he's gotten a good sample size for a rookie.
That's more than I thought.
It's obviously dropped off a lot, but I do think he's gotten a pretty good, pretty
what was
good
that
year.
snap count on Jordan Davis?
Let me go check it out for you.
Because wasn't he like at 350 last year?
Yeah, I'll double check for you.
Because I know that Carter was at like 1,000 or something last year.
Here's Jordan Davis snaps. Jordan Davis has. Where's he got? Where's the total here?
If it's over 600 snaps, he got jobbed.
No, I don't think it's that high.
Okay. 580?
Snaps. He's got 605. Jordan Davis.
He got jobbed.
Yeah, he got jobbed. Holy shit, that's a lot of snaps for him.
Dude,
he had 440 snaps last year.
Yeah, no, he got jobbed.
He's at 605 already.
He's
probably going to end the year with 650 plus. 660.
Easily. Well, he's going to get 60. If they play in them both games, probably maybe not the Commander game, depending if they're going for the 2 seed, you're going to get another 120 snaps on there. You could put fucking 700 snaps plus in these next 2 games because he might get 60 snaps or 50.
Yeah, the highest he's played in a game this year was 59, and that was only
59?
one. The next was 53, the highest.
Okay, so
mostly in the 40 to 50 range.
Okay, so he's going to touch near 700 snaps. You mean to tell me?
If they're winning, they don't. He doesn't play. Like, he only played 28 snaps.
Depending on what that last game means on a 2 seed, maybe, because I agree with you. I think Chicago could lose out.
By the way, I think even if you do rest in 18, you're going to win that game. Bro, I like Tanner McKee coming in that game versus the Commanders.
Bro, Silz says that Jordan Davis doesn't play 3 downs. This is why he didn't make the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, but it's more reputational.
You're missing the point.
Wouldn't the snap counts insinuate, though? It's a little bit more reputational.
But they don't look at that. That's why I asked.
Yeah, no, I agree. But is your take changing?
Yeah. 2 down guys. Will you do me a favor? Is there a way you can see who the snap count for Vea Vea was this year?
Yeah, I'll look it up. Give me a sec. I'm going to look up Jihad for you. Yeah, Jihad has 578.
Well, he must have played a shitload in the early part.
Dude, he played in week 4 and week 5. He had 70+ snaps. He played week 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 4, 5, 6, 7. Ready? And then he had a Drew.
Hey, I'm missing the point. I played the position, douchebag. Go ahead.
He had 63 in week 3, 70 in week 4, 71 in week 5, 62 in week 6, and 60 in week 7. Then he came down to 20 in week 8, 21. He was obviously up last week, 36.
He was going to go over 1,000. Give me Vea Vea's number.
Yeah, let me give you Vea Vea's.
I want to make a comparison to Jordan Davis here with Vea Vea, because Vea Vea is considered.
Vea Vea is at 682 this year.
Wow, he's a freaking nose,
dude. Vea Vea played 756 last year.
Well, that's why Jordan Davis is not the Pro Bowler.
682 is absurd for Vea Vea. He's going to be at 750 again.
Wow, man, that is a ton for a guy who plays a 2 technique, or for a guy that plays a 0 technique.
He's got 4 sacks, Vea Vea. It's pretty good
for a nose. And they are 6th in rushing defense. Bro, he's got a Super Bowl ring too. You might be knocking on the door. I'll tell you what, if you think Vince Wilfork's a Hall of Famer, he's a Hall of Famer as well. All right, you want to do these top 10 teams, the top 10 quarterbacks?
Yeah, let's do it. Who else do we need snap counts on? Anybody? No. Cooper? What's Cooper played this year? Cooper's at 962.
He's going to go over 1,100. You know what he did? He picked up for what's his name?
He got more than Quinn now.
Gardner Johnson had 1,100. By the way, how about my take on Kevin Byard? Shows you how shitty that Matt Patricia and Sean Desai were. He made the
that was brutal. That was a tough situation for Byard. I mean, to come in here in the middle of the year and try and fix that defense, I mean, that was a big ask. But he's clearly still a good player.
They just didn't know what to do with him.
He's got 925 snaps this year for Chicago.
Wow, man.
Yeah, man. And he's got boatload of interceptions, doesn't he? He's got 6 picks this year.
I'd say he's got to be a league leader.
6 picks.
Wow.
Whew.
How many snaps has Reed Blankenship played?
It's a good question. Let's check that out. I think he shed the nickname Reed Stinking Ship, right?
Yeah.
933.
These are big numbers, dude, with 2 to go.
And you're going to have several.
Hey, didn't I not tell you that kid would be better by the end of the year?
Yeah, Jalen Hunt has what's he got?
He's played a lot.
622.
I thought it'd be near
That's
7.
Pretty good for a rookie. He's a third edge.
For a guy who you drafted in the 3rd round was a project.
Jalen Phillips only's got 400.
Don't you agree that he's ascending more than Nolan Smith? He's developing more than Nolan Smith.
I agree. No, 402 in Miami. Jalen Phillips has 753.
Wow. And he's healthy.
What's Nolan got? I know he missed some games.
Yeah, he missed games.
He's got 368.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to do my top
400.
I'm going to do my top 10 teams.
All right, let me get mine ready. All right, I'm listening to you.
Let me double check here. Man, I'm going to pull a Joe Biden and have it. No, I'm going to pull, a Joe Biden and have
Joe
a tie.
Biden.
I'm going to have a tie here. Okay? And I hate that, but I'm going to do that. It's Christmas week. At number 10, I got the Eagles in San Francisco tied at 10.
Oh, what are you tied? We haven't done ties all year.
All right. Then I'm going San Francisco at 10. At number 9, I got the New England Patriots.
That's low.
At number 8, I got the LA Chargers. At number 7, I have the Buffalo Bills. At number 6, I have the Chicago Bears. At number 5, I have the Houston Texans. At number 4, I have the Denver Broncos. At number 3, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Dude, me too. I got him at 3.
Believe it. At number 2, I have the LA Rams. And at number 1, I have the Seahawks. Niners, Patriots, Chargers, Bills at 7, Chicago at 6, Houston at 5, Denver 4, Jacksonville 3, Rams 2, Seattle 1.
Shit, this is tough right now. This is real tough.
And by the way, I could put the Eagles anywhere as high as 8th.
I don't know why you have the Texans at 5.
I'm really impressed with their defense. I think it's an historic defense what they're doing
So
right
you
now.
you won't let us have a sip of water and say woo
Remember what?
When we beat the Raiders 31-0 and the Texans squeaked by them mother effers and you got them 5 in the NFL.
Wait a second. Do you really believe with all the talent that the Texans have compared to your talent, I'm shocked they're where they are. They were 1-3 at the beginning of the season.
Bro, I'm out of CJ Stroud. I'm iffy on Stroud.
Well, guess what? If you're iffy on Stroud, then you got to be iffy on Hurts. This will be the 3rd straight year in a row that he's put his team in the playoffs. He haven't missed the playoffs, dude.
I'm going to be iffy on shit, all right? Tell me what to do.
Be iffy on that. That's too much of that. Sorry, Aunt Betty, but that's too much of that eggnog.
I need a little bit more eggnog. That shit's hitting. It hits. All right, I'm working mine here. I'm going to get mine right here. All right. Number 1, I'm starting with 1. We'll build it together, folks. I got the Rams. I know they're not even the 1 seed in the NFC right now. I know they lost to the Seahawks.
I have no problem with
that. To me, they're the best, most complete team in the game of football right now. Yep. Doesn't mean it. That to me is the best team. Number 2, I'm going to put the Seahawks. They won the game. What are they? What's their record right now?
12-3.
12-3. I guess I'll go Seahawks there. 3, I got the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I can't believe it. The Fighting Liams.
I kind of like them, actually.
Dude, I can't believe it. The Buccaneers, they let that guy go, too.
All right, 3 Jags. Broncos or Patriots? Who's the better team? Who do you think is the better team? Who'd you have higher?
I had Denver at 4. I had Houston. I probably should put New England there at 5, but I had Houston there at 5, and I got New England at 9. Probably too low for New England, but I think Denver, dude. I think Denver's a better team. They've beaten you. They've won like 10 in a row, 10, 11 in a row.
Hanging on by a thread in so many games, man. It's been so close.
Because that offense of theirs is not great.
I know.
The defense is awful good, though, isn't it?
Yeah. All right. Rams 1, Seahawks 2. Jags at 3 still feels criminal to me.
I know, man.
I don't know if I can put them there, bro. I don't know. I'll go. I'm going to go Patriots at 4.
Okay.
I kind of like that offense better. I like Drake May better than I like Bo Nix. Although I like that Broncos defense. That pass rush is feisty.
Man. Ton of guys made the Pro Bowl too off that Denver team.
All right, give me the Broncos 4. Give me the Pats 5.
Okay.
Give me the Eagles 6. Give me Eagles 6. Give me
Chicago?
Chicago's coming. I don't.
Okay.
Eagles 6 might be too high. I got Chicago. I got San Francisco, and I got Seattle.
Chargers still. You got the Bills still.
I was thinking Bills after Eagles, but let me go Bears 6 because they beat the shit out of us. I can't let that go. Let me go Bears at 6, Eagles at 7. Give me the Bills at 8. Give me the Texans at 9. Am I leaving anybody out?
Chargers.
I hate to say this, but I think the Niners are a better team than the Chargers right now.
Bro. Really?
Yeah.
I don't know how to read San Francisco. Last night, I thought they were great.
They're playing great football. I'm sorry. I have a hard time. This has always been my perspective.
But the Chargers have won 7 of 8.
I know it's the offensive line there that's got me shitting bricks.
They're getting Alt back.
They can't. Are they?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Alt made the Pro Bowl.
What?
Yeah, Alt's on the Pro Bowl team. Let me double check.
How did Joe Alt make the Pro Bowl? Did he even play this year?
You're thinking of the other tackle.
Yeah, the other guy got hurt. Rashawn Slater got hurt in camp.
Yeah. OT. Yeah, Alt made the Pro Bowl.
So Alt's coming back.
Yeah. They're gonna have him back.
Did I fuck up my list? I might have.
No, I don't think so. Hey, bro, I think all these teams, I think they're right here. Look, I think you can put them in a hat and pull them out. You know, I mean,
I'm between the Chargers and the Niners for 10.
Okay, that sounds right.
I'll go Chargers. I'm fine.
I'm between the San Francisco 49ers and the
that defense is better. The Chargers defense is good. Justin Herbert's better. I just think that offensive lining, that you can't go anywhere with an offensive line that plays like that. That offensive line is putrid. So, and then my honorable mentions will be the Niners, Packers,
Texans,
and I guess Pittsburgh. Honorable mention.
Pittsburgh. Okay.
And who else? Did I leave somebody else out? Who'd you say?
Houston.
I didn't have Houston. I had Houston 9.
Okay, Houston 9. Okay.
Houston 9.
Let me double check. I want to double check here. Let me see if you left anybody out.
I think I got them. Rams 1, Seahawks 2, Jags 3, Broncos 4, Patriots 5, although I think I like Pats at 4, but whatever. I'll leave it. Bears 6, Eagles 7, Bills 8, Texans 9, Chargers 10. Honorable mention, Niners and Packers and Pittsburgh. I guess Pittsburgh because they're in the playoffs.
3 teams are going to come out of the NFC. Look at that.
NFC West.
That's crazy.
Locked in, dude.
I know they're locked in already.
All 3 of them locked in.
Wow.
It's amazing.
How many people are going to come out of the North?
2, right?
Green Bay. One's going to come out of the East and one's going to come out of the South.
If the Packers lose out and the Lions win out, I think the Lions could get in.
Okay. Is it balanced in the AFC? I think it is, because Patriots and Bills will make it. You got Steelers. I doubt the Ravens make it. They're not eliminated yet. Jags, Texans are going to make it. Actually, in the AFC, the best division has been the West, and then the second best division has been the Jacksonville Jaguar division, the AFC South. Think about it. Jags, Texans, Colts. I know they got the Titans in there, but outside of the Steelers and Ravens, Bengals and Browns are doing nothing. The AFC West, the AFC South got better. It's only got better, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's my quarterback, or that's my team ranking this week.
Okay.
It'll change drastically by next week.
Oh, my God. How about this, man? Dude, the whole thing could be turned upside down after.
I know, because eventually we're going to have to get rid of the records and start to look at, all right, who's winning the Super Bowl? And that's going to change my ranking.
Who's got the eyeball test, right?
Seahawks aren't going to be number 2 on my list if we're going off that.
Hey, by the way, I'm going to give you a note here on MVP race. Current MVP race. Herbert 5, Trevor Lawrence 4.
Holy mackerel.
This ain't mine. This is like FanDuel. Allen 3, May 2, Stafford 1. You know, the Jags are 11-4.
Jags are playing great football. They beat the Broncos to a pulp. They were much better than them.
Like 2 scores.
Yeah. Like they looked, watching that game, I was like, yeah, they look better than them.
I mean, it was there too, right? It was in Denver, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Was that game in Denver?
It was in Denver.
Was it? It was. It was in Denver.
They went into Denver. That's crazy great. Here are my top 10 NFL quarterbacks. At number 10, Jordan Love.
Way too low for Jordan Love. He's playing really good football. You were not giving him enough credit, but go ahead.
Number 9, Caleb Williams. Number 8, Trevor Lawrence. Number 5, Sam Darnold. Number 6, Bo Nix. Number 5, Dak Prescott. Number 4, Josh Allen. Number 3, Justin Herbert. Number 2, Drake May. And number 1, Matthew Stafford.
Not bad. Not my favorite list of yours, but I can live with it. Rattle it off again.
Number 10, Love, Green Bay. Number
How
9.
do you have him at 10? I don't understand.
I can't get over
it's not anything he's done. It's just you.
You know what? I got probably Darnold too low too, but I just can't.
No, I'm with you on Darnold.
He's 20.
I like Lawrence more than I like Darnold.
He's 26-6. He's playing great. I just can't get over those 2 ball games. Love 10, Caleb Williams 9, Trevor Lawrence 8, Darnold 5, Nick 6, Dak 5, Allen 4, Herbert 3, May 2, and Stafford 1.
All right, I got mine. Golf. Did you have golf in yours?
No.
Wow. Is that more team-based?
Yep.
Well, I don't know why you're not Doc and Dak then for the same thing. Because he's played pretty well, man. Jared Goff's got 32 touchdowns and 5 picks right now, dude.
But again, you're probably right here, but every metric, Dak's got the number 1 offense in pro football. He can't help it. They're 32nd in defense. I mean, you're probably right on golf. Where would I put him? Who are you taking out? Love? Williams? Lawrence?
You have Love way too low, dude. I'm telling you right now. Love is playing good football.
All right, you want to put golf in there? Who are you taking out? My top 10. Love, Williams, Lawrence, Darnold, Nix, Dak. You taking Dak out of there? And putting golf at 5? I mean,
I don't have Darnold in my top 10.
Okay. Well, now I don't feel bad about not having golf in my top 10. Okay.
I just don't like Darnold. I don't think he's that good. I really don't.
What don't you like about 26-6 on 2 different teams? And being a Pro Bowler this year.
I I just whenever
No, I don't. I'm not ripping you.
I just see a pumpkin. It's like my brain I see pumpkin. That's why I want to face Seattle in the playoffs so bad, because if he comes into Philadelphia, that's a pumpkin pie, brother.
And what if you have to go there?
Oh, it's still pumpkin pie.
Okay. I think that's a harder game to go up there and win.
All right, you guys everybody in the chat, get ready. You are going to royally hate my quarterback list. You're going to hate it. Let's see. Number 10. I got Bo Nix, number 10.
Okay.
Number 9. I got Caleb Williams.
Okay.
Number 8. I got Jared Goff.
Okay.
Number 7. I got Trevor Lawrence. Number 6. I got Justin Herbert. Number 5. I got Dakota Prescott. Number 4. I got Jordan Love. Number 3. I have Drake May. Number 2. I have Josh Allen. And number 1, I have Matthew Stafford.
I don't mind
my
your
list is stone cold perfect.
I don't mind that list, except for
I'll rattle it off one more time.
Yeah, let me hear it again.
Stafford 1,
Okay.
Josh Allen 2, Drake May 3, Jordan Love 4, Dak Prescott 5, Herbert 6, Trevor Lawrence 7, Jared Goff 8, Caleb Williams 9, and Bo Nix 10.
That's not bad. All winners there, except for what's his name? Yeah.
We're just going off of this year, remember? But
Yeah,
it's not,
this
it's
is
not
not
the big.
no,
Yeah, it's not
no,
the. It's just
no,
off the year. We're just going off 2025.
I want to do one more with you here. I want you to do the top 5 coaches of the year.
Ooh, great one. All right.
Okay, here's my
All right,
5.
I already got some names in mind, but
Okay.
all right, let me hear yours.
Okay. I'm going to go here. Okay. At number 5, I'm going to go Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, I think he could even be higher, but I like him on the list for sure.
Number 4, I got Mike Tomlin.
Don't like that, but okay.
You're 9-6.
Okay. I just think there's better options right now, but that's all right.
Number 3, I got Ben Johnson. Number 2, I got Liam Cohn. And number 1, I got Mike Vrabel.
Boy, there's a couple you left out here.
Yeah. I left out Dave Canales from Carolina.
What about Jim Harbaugh?
I probably left off Jim Harbaugh.
What about Sean Payton?
Sean Payton? Okay. I think, you know what Armando told me? He has a vote for the Coach of the Year. He goes, I've never seen it this close with.
What about Mike McDonald?
Okay.
I mean, no, I'm not saying you're wrong, but don't you agree all these guys are worthy of it?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, there's a lot of Coach of the Year candidates this year. By the way, did you say Sean McVay?
No.
I mean, he could be a candidate too. That's why I don't like Tomlin. I just didn't think he was.
Okay.
All right. My 5 are.
You could easily put Dave Canales in there from Carolina.
Sirianni is not a Coach of the Year, Brian 06. That is crazy. Sirianni is a Coach of the Year? Come on, man. Nah. This is more of an award that's like.
I would say Sean Payton's name.
Yeah, Payton's on mine for sure.
Okay, let me hear yours.
All right. This isn't in order right now, but these are the 5 names I have written down. I got Mike Vrabel written down. I got Kyle Shanahan written down. Lost his 2 best players and had Kittle missed 8 games.
Crazy.
Ben Johnson completely turned around Chicago.
Yep.
Liam Cohen. Jags are 11-3 or whatever they are. Speaks for itself. And Sean Payton.
Who would you pick for the Coach of the Year? Liam Cohn could win the AFC number 1 seed, still.
I'll probably pick Ben Johnson. I don't know. That might just be a personal slant because I like him a lot.
Do you
Dude,
think you're penalizing? Are you penalizing Liam Cohn because you think Doug laid the groundwork?
Me personally, yeah. To some, not that I don't think he's done a good job, but I think that organization was in a slightly better spot than people think when he inherited it. That's all. Like, is everybody going to tell me that Doug Peterson didn't play any role in developing Trevor Lawrence to play like he is right now? I don't buy that. I think Doug helped him. Might not have gotten everything done, might not have, had the wins, but this.
Yeah.
You're a great coach and the wins just don't come, or it just doesn't work that way. So I'd probably go Ben Johnson or Mike Vrabel.
Can I tell you why I picked Vrabel? So when you initially got that job and you were brought in, the number one decision, you know what the number one decision he made when he got hired? Alonzo Highsmith told me this. Man, I learned so much by the people, my friends in the league. We just had Bernie on. I asked Alonzo this. What do you think the number one move that Mike Vrabel made when he got hired?
Offensive coordinator?
You bet. Remember, that guy had been fired twice as a head coach. He went to Bob Kraft and said, I want Josh McDaniels to coach Drake May. And Bob Kraft and everyone went like this. Yeah, I don't know if we want to go. And Mike Vrabel went just like this. Hey, listen, you want to have the guy developed or not? Nobody's saying he's a great head coach. They brought him in, and that shows you the guy and confidence in your skin that you're not like, most guys, if you brought in a guy like Doug Peterson, that's why for Nick, you know why I think Nick should bring in Doug? Nick should bring Doug in. It shows you also that you're thick in your skin, that you're comfortable with who you are.
Right.
And that it sends a message to your locker room with, I'm trying to find the best guys for you guys.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's a good take by you.
That sends messages to your guy that we're looking to find out, and we're looking to bring in the best people for you, not first-year OCs who've never been play callers. You think that brings confidence in the room? That doesn't bring confidence. Mike Vrabel created confidence by hiring McDaniel. And by the way, doesn't May, if you close your eyes, look like Brady when he drops back? The guy looks like Brady.
He does. That's why I'm so high on him, too. I mean, he's got the teacher in the room, to become that quarterback that we talked about earlier. All right, so this is a context I'd add to the Coach of the Year talk. The Patriots were 4-13 last year. Okay. The Jags were 4-13 last year. The Bears were 5-12 last year. Sean Payton, while having a great year, they were 10-7 last year. So I don't think he'll get Coach of the Year this year. And Shanahan, they were 6-11 last year, the Niners. So you look at Vrabel and Liam Cohen, who turned around two teams that were 4-13 last year. And then Ben Johnson, who turned the shitty Bears around and were 5-12 last year.
Benefactors of schedules too, though, remember, a little bit. Just saying.
Well, the 49ers had a first-place schedule or a fourth-place schedule.
Yep.
The Patriots had a fourth-place schedule.
Yep.
The Jaguars did not.
They didn't?
And the Jaguars, the Titans finished last in that division.
Okay. All right.
The Bears had a last-place schedule as well.
Okay.
So you could probably make an argument that the Jags he could be the Coach of the Year right now, Liam Cohen.
Yeah. Especially if he wins out and they win the East or they win the number one seed. Hey, I want to tell you a little story here about Warren Sapp. You ready? Off topic here.
Yo, he's been on fire lately. He was on some podcast. I think I saw. I don't know. I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube, and I get off on the air at night. I like to look for topics, and I like to listen to people.
Good for you.
And I keep getting these shorts that come up with Sapp, and he was on this. He's been on this show, and he has really been cooking, dude. Like you'd really like some of the shit he's been talking about. He's really.
We've been talking.
Yeah, I'd love if you got him on.
Listen. You know what? Let me hear what you look, and I'll tell you what he said to me, and I'll tell you what I said to him. And I'm not.
Well, I don't have anything to say. Just that I've listened to his content. He was on a podcast and he was speaking some good shit.
Warren Sapp posted. He reached out to the University of Miami. He wanted to get Cotton Bowl tickets. And so he posted, he goes, I got a letter back from the ticket folks. See, here's the deal. We were always, the University of Miami guys get 2 tickets, a home and away, for the rest of our lives.
All right.
No matter what the game is, no matter where it is, I have 2 tickets for the rest of my life. I
For 2 games a year?
No, every game.
For every game. Okay.
For every game the rest of my life, home and away, I get tickets. I can go to a Miami game anytime I want. Okay? I don't have to be in the media. Anyway. So Warren Sapp posted this on Twitter, and I kind of backed him. And he's like, Big Silz, go over look at my social media page. And he goes, I sent my guys over at Miami. I wanted to get tickets. They sent me back, and they said $3.99 a piece.
Oh, my gosh.
Wait.
Well, you guys are in the big leagues now, bro.
And I went like this. I said, this has to be a mistake. My wife is agreeing with me. You want Warren Sapp at your game, dude, if you're the Hurricanes, no matter what my opinion is. And so he fires back at me. Big Silz, look how they're treating me. And I went like this. Well, I'll tell you what, Warren, it's got to be a mistake. He goes, nope. They want me to pay $400 for 2 tickets. And so Mario saw it. And he goes, how come he didn't come to me? I said, listen here, I didn't say he wasn't a dickhead. Okay. And I know he's the head. I know he's an assistant coach with Dion and all that. And that's what Mario's got an ass about, is that, he goes around and he's over there. And I go, wait a minute, Mario. I go, wait a minute. Guy wants to get a job. And he wants to further himself. And you didn't hire him. He goes, well, he didn't want to put it in 24 hours. He wanted to just do that country club shit that Dion has. And I'm going, I'm not getting in the middle of this one. I got my beef with the guy as it is. But Warren reached out to me. He goes, thanks for getting my back, Big Silz. And I said, and my wife's like, yeah, you know how that goes. And I go, I do, but we should have Warren Sapp at that game in Dallas. Have Michael Irvin, Warren Sapp, Ed Reed, and all them guys. Ed Reed apologized to me because I told him, I go, you telling me you think the culture's bad in Miami? I go, Ed, shut the fuck up. And so he apologized and all that. And I was like, okay, good. But yeah, I mean, some of these guys, you shouldn't be charging Warren Sapp.
You guys are learning. You've been out of the mix for a while, Silz. You guys got to relearn how to get back.
But I don't have to pay for dick.
I know, but now that Miami's been irrelevant for 20 years. Yeah, you haven't had to pay for dick. Now you guys are in the postseason.
What did you say?
Are you going to deny that?
No, they've been wandering in the forest for 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've been wandering in the forest for 20 years.
Irrelevant.
By the way, Michigan came down to talk to your boy yesterday, I heard.
Oh, good. They ain't getting them. Well, tell me
D'Amico Ryans.
Tell me why on God's green earth somebody would leave Alabama to go and coach at shitty Michigan. No, I get it. Michigan's good to play.
The only place I'm leaving Alabama for is an NFL job.
You gotta want to go to the NFL though. It's a different game.
Well, what I'm saying is I'm gonna do the NFL. I'm not leaving Alabama for LSU. I'm not leaving Alabama for nothing. Bro, you don't leave Alabama and tag.
Why are these people in the chat pausing me? What did I say? Did I say something goofy?
How would I know? You're asking me. I barely know what a mute button is. Okay? No, you can't charge Sapp. You can't charge him. Okay? You can't. Yeah.
So it tells you done your holiday shopping?
I don't do any of that. No.
You don't get gifts for anybody in your life?
Not, man. My gift is my presence.
I like to give gifts, man. I like to give gifts.
Yeah, my gift is go spend whatever you need.
Maybe when I'm a married man, I'll be saying this. But I do
35 years, man. Don't worry. You'll be all right. Yeah.
Yeah, by the way, you're lucky if you get my presents, for crying out loud. That's harder to get than an actual gift.
Let me tell you what my uncle Richard, who I freaking love. Every time, man, you know what I loved was my uncle, man. He'd get you the envelope, and you'd always see the guy, the dollar bill guy face in the middle there. All of a sudden, I know that's a Hunsky. And my Uncle Richard giving me, like, there'd be two of them things in there, man. I love my uncle's presence, man. He gave money, man, because you know what? Money's non-returnable, dog. Socks and shoes are.
I got some stuff for my lady. I did pretty good on her Christmas, but yeah, I like Christmas.
I love Christmas too.
Yeah,
I do. I love. Hey, if I could get one thing, we should do this tomorrow. By the way, what time you want to do this thing? Let's tell the folks now.
You want to do what's too early for your ass?
About 8 my time. Is that 11 your time, or is that too late?
You want to do
about 7:30? I'll do 7:30 my time. That's 10:30 your time. All right, we'll go 7. God dang it, I'll get up.
Nah, it's fine. I got lawns to mow tomorrow, just so you know. Code word.
Oh no,
code word. I got lawns to mow tomorrow.
10 Eastern. We'll do 10 Eastern tomorrow. I'm good.
All right, we'll see.
Yeah.
We're only doing an hour. Folks.
Hey,
we have no Christmas shows, so everybody enjoy your Christmas.
If you could have one sports present for Christmas, anything you want.
One sports present.
What would you want Santa's fat ass to bring down that chimney for you?
Sports present? You mean like a sports team doing something?
Anything. Tickets, jerseys,
not tickets.
Signed.
Probably not jerseys.
Anything.
Give me another Super Bowl, man. I'll take another Super Bowl. That's what I want.
All right.
Now, if you want me to really go unbiased, I'd probably go let my Sixers return to relevance with a competent organization, a better owner, a good coach, maybe a center that knows how to actually play center, doesn't hurl up three-pointers and can jog down the floor. How about my Sixers coming back to life? That's what I'd love to see.
Dear football Santa, I want 4 picks by Hurts on Sunday.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on.
Thank you for the content.
4 picks. That's what you can ask for anything, and that's what you want.
4 picks by Hurts on Sunday, and everyone's head will explode on Monday.
He's not throwing 4 picks. Jalen Hurts might never throw 4 picks again in his life.
Oh.
You want to make that bet?
All right.
He's only done it once in his life.
So you think as he gets older, he'll never have a 4-pick game ever again?
Yeah.
I'll take that bet. I'll take that bet.
All right, let's take it. Remember this show, everybody.
Hey,
all right.
Well, hey, I'll take it. All right, dog. Hey, listen. So tomorrow at 10 Eastern. Are we confirmed?
Yeah, confirmed. Locking in.
All right, Junior. All right, let me pay some bills. Let's do a 30 here, okay? No, let's do a full timeout here. Let me read
you can
this.
Just do 30, whatever you want.
All right, I'm going to do a full one here, all right?
All right, sounds good. All right, see you, brother.
See you tomorrow.
Later,
Thanks, brother. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Zander, by the way, did we get any supers?
Oh, yeah, let's read them.
I forgot, man. Sorry, guys.
Here we go. We did. Here's William. What's up, William? We only got a couple. Play contain, also force Allen to throw it like we always do. Frustrate him with Aaron throws. I love our backers, DeJean and Mitchell versus that arm.
Okay. All right. I like it.
Yeah, Allen's a tough dude to beat, man. Here's Devin. I can guarantee you shit weather Sunday. It's going to be under 20, which is warm for Buffalo, and at minimum icy rain, if not snow. Birds better come ready. Devin's in Buffalo.
Ooh, Devin.
Hey, Devin. Wait. Devin Shanahan is a big Silz supporter. He's working on the new stadium in Buffalo. He's he's doing some of the work on that stadium.
Hey, Devin, this has got to be like the last regular season game in Ralph Wilson Stadium, right? Until you guys move over. I think I don't know if they play a home
in the
game.
new stadium, courtesy of Devin Shanahan, JAKIB legend. All right. He has carved into the top of the wet cement in the Bills' new stadium. No, go Birds.
This guy pulled
the Buffalo Bills.
This guy pulled a Big Poppy. Big Poppy. Do you remember what the Yankee guys did? Get this, when they were pouring the cement on the new stadium, Guy threw in a big Poppy jersey. Guess what? Steinbrenner found out. They knocked the whole dugout down, dug that thing out, and got it out of there. He wanted that thing out of there, man.
All right, Silz.
All right, my friend. We're going to take a time out here for a second, my great friends. Thanks, brother. I'll see you tomorrow, man.